man, no boy. I want to take
Just
talk, man.
on this spot media post. Your post who? Who on this
And this spot
media?
not suck him, mother. Listen to me, me a criminal on this spot not talk about me. Too much criminal on this spot not talk, but on this spot got suck him, man.
On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype. We make it take flight.
Yeah, man, my viewers and subscribers, what go on. A blessed and wonderful Wednesday evening to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side. So we have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in a Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps. We're going to kick it off with some international story where this Jamaican national, who has been labeled the worst of the worst in a ICE criminal crackdown in America, was apprehended by ICE in Buffalo on August 7th, 2025. He has since been identified as 50 years old, Albert Newton, said to be a violent criminal element. He has been convicted of attempted fatal knockings and clappings in Queens, New York. The arrest was a part of ICE's ongoing efforts to remove criminal illegal aliens from America's streets, highlighting the agency's commitment to enforcing law and arresting the most depraved criminal elements. Boy, may I tell you, the crackdown in America continues. So anyway, back to local style. So On The Spot News Media, haters and also the criminal sympathizers and enablers had a field day this morning after we dropped a vlog of an interview of the man who was implicated in the fatal knockings and clappings of the spouse and son of the policeman. Many have made their pronouncements. Many have been waiting for a chance to give On The Spot News Media, just as Blam them say, a sucking mother. Boy, may I tell you. But On The Spot News Media remains relentless in his efforts to rid the streets of Jamaica from criminal elements. Now, for those who actually took the time out to listen attentively to the vlog, listen to understand and not necessarily just to respond, I'm speaking to those persons right now. You would have heard where the young man would have stated that he would have understood from the police's standpoint how he would have been implicated in that particular matter. But I guess no one was interested in hearing that particular part. Them just want to jump on the bandwagon for blast On The Spot News Media, stating that a same way many innocent youth end up lose them 3 pints because of myself, and some mention Papa is another like-minded vloggers. But as always, we will always have the naysayers, but that definitely don't stop On The Spot News Media or like-minded vloggers to continue in our pursuit for peace and justice for all, and also to be a voice for the voiceless. Now, I saw some comments and I took down 2 of the many because many are saying the same things. You can go over there and watch that vlog, that interview with Ronaldo, aka Naldo, and see all the comments for yourself. But one particular comment grabbed me. This one presently on your screen. It stated that although this interview don't explain how he was implicated or how his name got caught up. He didn't say if he knew the accused or the victims or if he was involved with any of them. The interview was useless. We know nothing more than what we know before. Now, one also have to understand that not everything can be placed in the public domain right away. Certain things have to be left alone to be properly investigated before we put it out there. And I know that some are going to say that we should have done before we even put the young man's picture out there. Yes, totally agree. But listen to this. The young man stated certain things. And if I can pick sense out of nonsense, you would have understood. Why would he clearly state that he would have understood why he would have been implicated in that particular matter? He stated that. Why would he say that? So we wouldn't just need to think. I wanted to take him down a path, but he stated that he did not wish to disclose to the general public what was stated to him by the police. And of course, I respected his privacy and not to push too much or to put out too much of what I also know to the general public. Because this story, trust and believe, is far, far from over. And I can say this categorically. There is way more to this than what actually meets the eye. And eventually, the general public will know. So who knows, maybe, just maybe, this interview will be taken back into play again. Now, our next person made a comment. This comment presently on your screen. I listened to this vlog as well as Popeye's news links. And whilst I agree in correcting what was previously reported because we don't want to lose innocent lives, but I also hear and understand the reason why he wouldn't want the public to know how the police got wind of his name in such a cock-up. But I would still ask questions whether he was involved in criminal activities and if he is associated with the accused, Nakis and Clappis. Maybe when the real Nakis and Clappis head back, them they are grown, we will know more. Very smart, may I add. Now that comment deserve 1,000 likes. Now there is somebody that actually was listening to understand and not necessarily just listening to respond. Yeah man, saying away, make we continue. Now the first update that we are going to talk about, my peeps, is surrounding the Cherry Tree Lane massacre. Boy, may I tell you, I will not talk about the artist that time, yeah. We are talking about the Cherry Tree Lane fatal knockings and clappings that has taken the life of many and left a bitter taste in the mouth of their surviving families. It took place in August of last year. Now, residents of Cherry Tree Lane in Clarendon are still struggling with the fallout of the mass knockings and clappings which claimed the lives of 8 of their peers and family members and friends. It's been a year since criminal elements turned their weapons on victims, including a 7-year-old boy. Now the little youth was cut down whilst eating ice cream at a birthday party. He had tried to seek refuge under a car, but the condemn still ended up reaching him, and sadly, he lost his life whilst undergoing treatment. So August 11th mark 1 year since that horrific day took place. 12 months later, little has changed for those who lost their loved ones. So we're going to hear from Debbie Ann Hamilton Francis, who lost her husband, her daughter, and a cousin that fateful night. She says the memories have never left her mind. She recalls being present the night as gunfire erupted. But luckily for her, she managed to flee. Now we're going to hear from Debbie and Francis as she weighs in on that horrific night. Now listen.
It just hurt all over again. It's like, it can't go away. It just can't go away. Things like this, we never dream of it. I really lose so much loved ones. And I know sick, other human beings take their life like this. It hurt me so much. Me devastated. Right now, I just gotta bring me, that's me no eat out a garbage bin. But me literally sick in the brain. Become like the whole body and me a shut down. Counseling I go to my mom. Counseling can't heal me. Counseling can't take away pain when I feel right now. Every night, me lying down in bed, can't sleep. As you can see my face, or my eye them swell. I can't sleep. The incident just going around and around and around in my head. To see them on the ground, so much innocent blood, so much gunshot, you can't hear them. It's like me living the moment every day. Even 25 years if me live for so long, because me know say this way happen, I go take me home. Counseling can't help me, because they might tell me if I blow up balloon, they might tell me if I write me pain, it just can't explain. It's too deep.
Now an elderly woman, Miss O'Connor, who has lived in the Cherry Lane area since 1980, says nothing compares to what she saw that horrific night. Now we're going to hear from Miss O'Connor and also a resident who declared that the quiet community of Cherry Lane will never ever be the same again. Now listen.
The worst one that hit me, the little 8-year-old boy lying between a red car, and the tree. All came in my mind. I said, this little boy, see, he was running to go under the car, was trying to get away. And that doesn't leave my memory. Most of the morning when I wake is a little boy I saw lying. That is a memory. It seems it can't leave me. So take no chance. The fear is still lingering. I'm an elderly person. Every time you look over there, memories recall.
By 7 o'clock, the road dead. When normally the road look lively, people then from to and from. By 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, you have to go in. And the police, them are running off the road. No make no sense. It's still not going to be the same Church Lane. But we are trying to build it back. Hopefully, we get help from the police, them and the soldier, them as usual.
Now the next thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, the human rights lobby group Jamaicans for Justice, that's JFJ, has finally come forward to openly condemn last Saturday's deadly gun attack on a policeman and his family. We are talking about the same incident we go on down at Mobile St. James. Right there, so. So we're going to hear from Michael Jackson, JFJ's executive director. She was speaking on a weekly JFJ produced show, Let's Talk Justice. So we're going to hear from Michael Jackson as she weighs in on that double fatal knockings and clappings of the policeman's spouse and his son, and the serious injuring of the policeman himself. Now listen.
It is such a blatant disregard for life. What happened? Our condolences to the officer, and we hope that he will have full recovery and get the necessary support. I don't think words can really express how strong we condemn this violation, and I can't imagine what the JCF family is going through at this time. But on behalf of Jamaicans for Justice, to our officers who are putting their lives at risk daily, continue to be vigilant, be safe, and again, our prayers are with the family. We take note that 2 of the persons who are thought to be involved were shot and killed. So, we do hope as further investigation unfolds that these are the persons who are in fact responsible, so that the family can take some comfort, if you will. But strongest condemnation to this most unfortunate incident.
Now the next thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is another update surrounding the fatality of this St. Catherine contractor. We are talking about Humphrey Brown, who was reported missing and later found buried in a shallow grave. Both criminal elements that was charged were remanded in the parish court on Tuesday. Now we are talking about Leonardo Swaby and his criminal accomplice, Nathan Williams. Both are said to be of a St. John's Road address in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. They were charged by the police with the fatal knockings and clappings. They were also charged with conspiracy to the fatal knockings and clappings, and also charged with unlawful burial of a corpse. They are also charged with possession of a prohibited weapon, robbery with aggravation, conspiracy to robbery with aggravation, 10 counts of simple larceny, conspiracy to commit simple larceny, and engaging in a transaction involving criminal property. The case has been transferred to the gun court downtown Kingston and will next be mentioned on September 26th of this year. So the criminal elements, it is alleged that on the night of July 11th, 2025, the contractor Humphrey Brown was at his home in Willowdean in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, when he received a telephone call. It is said that he reportedly left home in his Mercedes-Benz motorcar, heading to the Churchpen area in Old Harbour. It is said that he was not seen or heard from again. His vehicle was discovered 13 days later by police personnel in Alexandra in St. Anne. During the investigation, the police discovered that Brown's bank card had been used at an ATM. CCTV footage reportedly revealed 2 men, later identified as Swaby and Williams, allegedly conducting transactions using Brown's cards. Further investigations led to their arrest during an operation in the Linstead area of St. Catherine. Now, according to the police, during an interview, the men confessed to their involvement in the crime and led the officers to the location where the body was buried. 2 days later, Brown's body was found in a shallow grave in Thetford in Old Harbour, St. Catherine. Boy, may I tell you, my peeps, the thing rough, the knockings and clappings continues. Now the next thing that we are going to talk about in today's official fresh set of stories. A man was fatally taken out by the police in Rock Hall, St. Andrew. Now the police stated that it happened during what they described as a confrontation with them. Now, the deceased man has since been identified as 35-year-old Joel Alphonso, said to be of a Rock Hall address. The incident took place in the wee hours of this morning, sometime around 4:35 a.m. He was taken to the Kingston Public Hospital, where, of course, he was officially pronounced, you know what? The police stated that a firearm was seized during that knockings and clappings incident. The Constant Spring Criminal Investigation Branch is also investigating. So as at August 12, over 194 has been fatally taken out by the security forces, which includes 4 since the start of this month. So right there and then, another decent spot of work again by the squaddy them. Yeah, man. Now the next thing that we're going to talk about, you know, my peeps. Violence has erupted again in the parish of St. Mary. Now the St. Mary Police Division is presently investigating a knockings and clappings that took place over there in the Galena area in Orocobesa, St. Mary. Now a 37-year-old man, a construction worker, and also a 35-year-old female, a receptionist from Galena, were conned up during what the police stated was a knockings and clappings incident perpetrated by armed criminal elements. The Orocobesa Police, CIB, is presently investigating. Now the next thing that we're going to talk about, you know, my peeps, is coming out of the St. Catherine South Police Division. Right over there in Central Village, right at Zion Lane there, so. Police them can up a brother, identified as Dwight Vassell, said to be 49 years old, an electrician from Browns Lane in Central Village. It is stated that he was conned up and seriously injured during what the police described as an armed confrontation with them. He was, however, taken to the Spanish Town General Public Hospital for treatment, where he remains hospitalized under police guard. Indicom was informed and is presently investigating that particular matter. And still in the St. Catherine South Police Division, a double knockings and clappings. Luckily for them, they're still among the land of the living. Now that took place over there in North Troja Court in Westchester. So the Waterford Police is presently investigating the double knockings and clappings of a 26-year-old male and also a 21-year-old male. It took place in Westchester and Portmore, St. Catherine. They were conned up by alleged armed criminal elements. Now the next thing that we are going to talk about, you know, my peeps, is coming out of the parish of Clarendon, where the Maypen Police is presently investigating the loss of life of a man. Now the deceased man in that particular incident has not yet been officially identified by the police, but the body, which had visible bruises, was discovered approximately 1:05 p.m. yesterday. The police were summoned, the body was removed to the morgue, and it is stated that the Maypen Police is presently investigating that particular matter. Now the next thing that we are going to talk about, you know, my peeps, is coming out of the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled St. James Police Division, where it is stated that a knockings and clappings go on right at Godfrey Dyer Boulevard, right the sign of St. James. Now the man who was on the receiving end of them, Kande, is a 70-year-old man said to be a shopkeeper of Godfrey Dyer Boulevard. Now his knockings and clappings comes as it is stated that unknown assailants roll up on him and knock it and clap it on him. Luckily for him, he's still among the land of the living. The Barnett Street Police is presently investigating. Now, the last thing that we are going to talk about, you know, my peeps, is a fatal knockings and clappings that took place over there in the neighboring Hanover Police Division, right in the said trouble spot of Green Island. Now, the man who was on the receiving end of them fatal bullets there has since been identified as Patcliffe James, said to be 45 years old and of a Johnsall address. It is stated that he was conned up and taken out in a hail of bullets by unknown assailants. It is said that it took place along the shoreline. Now, detectives attached to the Hanover CIB is presently investigating that particular matter. Boy, may I tell you, my peeps, the knockings and clappings continues. So anyway, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.